everybody. This is the Roller Skating Podcast, and my name is Estrogen, and this is episode 5. It's been a little while, but it's the Leanna episode, and this is Leanna. Meet Leanna. She's my friend. She lives in Philadelphia. She's done a lot of work with Moxi that I'm excited to tell you more about. Everybody, welcome Leanna.
Hi.
Leanna, so where do you live? Where are you from?
I am from Philadelphia, but I'm originally from New Jersey, like North Jersey area.
But you live in Philly?
Yes, I live in Philly, West Philly. So right next to Clark Park, that area, maybe 15 minutes outside of Philly. So it's been fun, like seeing all the skate parks around there, skating FDR. It's been like crazy.
You skate FDR?
Yeah, like the mini ramp, and like apparently the vert ramp just got burned down. So it's just been crazy. Just like, it's hard to skate like the actual park. I was actually surprised. I was like flying off walls and everything.
Yeah, the concrete's pretty
intense.
Crunchy. That was the first ramp I think I ever skated.
Really?
My dad used to take me and my sister.
The mini ramp or the vert ramp?
The vert ramp.
Wow.
And he used to like pull us and like push us.
On a skateboard, right?
Yeah.
That's sick. So you didn't start out roller skating, you started skating. And that's how I started out too, actually. I started skateboarding first, and I really had a hard time dropping in. I bashed my face in at Charm City. And then I was like, maybe I should take a break. Maybe I should learn something else. And so a year before the pandemic came, these two...
We knew you before the pandemic.
Yeah, these two girls approached me at the skate park, and one of them, named Elise, she gave me her pair of skates, and I was able to just learn from like these old Impalas. And it was like so dangerous because I tried park skating with them and I was dying and falling, and my heel was falling off.
What color were they?
They were pink, and I was just like so excited because I found out about Moxi, and I saw like the pineapple skates, and I was like, yellow's my favorite color. I need to get the yellow skates. And so I rode hard until I couldn't skate the Impalas anymore because it was just too dangerous. So I was so frustrated because I couldn't learn anything because the skate was holding me back, and it was also 2 sizes too big.
Oh.
So now I'm in these beautiful lollies.
How long have you been skating?
I would say 2 years.
So you've been skating for 2 years. You live in Philly. Skating brought you to Philly, or what brought you to Philly?
School brought me to Philly.
Where do you go to school?
Moore College of Art and Design.
Whoa.
So, yeah.
That's like all women's school, right?
Yeah, and it was really interesting because like I like hanging out with everyone. So like I was there for the professors. I was really serious about my artwork and really just honing in on like what I was really interested in. Which is so funny because I work graphic design for Moxi roller skates, but I'm actually a fine artist. Like I'm trained in painting and drawing and everything. So my background in the fine arts was really fun. Like, I don't know, I feel like it translates into like roller skating and just having a flow, and then like to actually have something physical that I could like relate to for my hands. Like, I don't know, I never did any sports before. So it's just like, to be an artist and then like finally find something that I like, it feels like I'm painting with my feet.
Whoa! All right.
So
where are we right now? We're in California.
Yeah, we're in Cali.
Why are you in California?
Because I had to meet everyone because I'm working with you guys.
So tell us how you work for Moxi.
I literally DM'd you on Instagram, and I just like put all my cards on the table, and I was like, hey, I do this and that, and I'm really active in like communities I try to be active in, so like can I see what I could do for you guys as an intern? And that's how it all started. You were really open to me being there, and you were like, you're from Philly, like let's go. Let's talk. And from then on I had like a lot of projects with you guys since. And it's been so fun.
I remember interviewing you in the office with Lauren and Leggies, and you were telling us you had a lot of ideas actually that you showed us that you wanted to do and make happen.
I was like, oh my God, I need to get this done. This is Moxi. I had a whole presentation because like, I don't know, I felt like I had to set something else up to let you guys know that like, I really wanted to like be part of this and contribute to the skate community.
And I remember one of the first things that you did was the brake pedal t-shirt.
Yeah.
What else did you do in the very beginning?
I did the rainbow sweatshirt.
You made the brightest rainbows follow the darkest storms.
Yes.
Awesome. Chase the darkest storms. A lot of things that are coming out that we can't really tell you about, but they're humongous. And stay tuned because we have to tell you about them because Leanna did a lot of changing the world with her magic, with a collaboration that we're coming out with soon. We also are coming out with Pip stickers. Do you want to tell them a little bit about your involvement on that?
Yeah, so apparently Pip Stickers has like a lot of subscribers and like they have like sticker collectors.
And you created the sticker sheet that goes into the subscription service. You created a box for us that we can't tell you about. Okay, enough about work.
Yeah.
Let's learn more about you. Where do you skate most often at home? And who do you skate with?
At home, I skate with my boyfriend, Nick. We go to a lot of different skate parks in Philly. So we go to Granahan, we go to FDR. We try to street skate when we can. I've just been really busy working and in school, so it's been hard to balance everything. Yeah, I want to start getting into like jam skating too and dancing, but it's been mainly park.
What is California like been visiting when you compare it to home? Is there any difference in the skaters?
I feel like the skaters here are like, I don't know. Just from observing, I feel like there's a lot more taking videos here and like filming skating versus like dance skating versus like in the East Coast. I see I don't know. I can't compare because I'm in like different parts of like, going to Venice, I saw like a lot of like TikTokers in real life and I was like, what? Like, this is like their sunny background and this is their palm trees and everything. Versus like the East Coast, it's rough, it's cloudy, it's rainy a lot. We have to wait for the ground to dry and the snow to melt. And we're all out at different times, I feel like, to the skate park because of the weather. So it's sometimes hard to catch like a whole community together. Like we have to actually coordinate instead of just show up on a sunny day.
Does Philly have a CIB chapter that you go to?
Not recently. They've been like sort of
scattered around.
Yeah. I've been like going to Black Rock and like they've been having meetups there, but I've been missing them because of work and school. So it's been really hard during the pandemic to just like be around in the community and like while being in school and while working.
Yeah. But you just graduated.
Yeah.
So now you've got a lot more free time.
A lot of free time.
And you've got a big plan.
Yeah.
And what are you doing?
I hope to like camper live, sort of just go from the East Coast, make my way to maybe Moxi HQ and just stop by all the skate parks that I can with my boyfriend and film the retreat basically and go.
Do you guys already have a camper?
Yeah, we have a camper. We are going to tow a 21-foot camper with our 4Runner just in case we need to ditch it for any reason, you know, like with an RV, it could just break down and you're kind of stuck in a location. So that's why we chose this way.
Do you need to renovate it or is it like ready to go?
It's ready to go, but we just want to like cutify it. Like we want it to look good. I want to like add so many more colors because I feel like every camper comes with the same brown and plain colors and weird designs and there's not really a variation of style.
Yeah.
So I just want to put my artist take on everything and like.
What colors are you imagining painting the inside?
All of them. I feel like it's hard for me. All of them? Is that an option? I just want to, I feel like I want to have like a lot of patterns in there rather than just like solid colors and stuff.
When do you think you'll leave and when do you think you'll end up in Moxi?
So we want to try like right away. It sounds like the way that things are moving, like it was really cool meeting everyone. So we're sort of just hyped to just like go on and just get on the road and come back and help and work with Moxi. And so that would maybe happen in June or July, probably July. Gotta get settled back on the East Coast. Get the camper cute and then like probably head here, make the journey. I don't know how long that'll take. We'll be stopping by places, but it's gonna be like a constant thing living on a camper. So it's not like we have a specific place that we have to stay. So we might not even be in Cali for like that long and stuff.
Where would you live if not in a camper?
Like being a remote graphic designer, like we're living anywhere. And if there was no pandemic, I feel like I would go to the Philippines. I really miss my family there. I don't know, I'm crying because I just really miss them. I really miss my family there, and like the community that I feel like I have met really brought me closer to my culture. Because yeah, I didn't know there were roller skaters in the Philippines. Like, I don't know. I grew up with...
Me neither. Tell me about this.
I, like, grew up really strict, like, with really strict parents. And so, like, I wasn't allowed to have tattoos, piercings, colored hair. I wasn't allowed to go out and hang out with friends. I wasn't allowed to be, like, alternative in any way. And so... being on Facebook, I found this roller skate community and I joined it. It's called Everywhere We Skate, Philippines PH. And they all roller skate and I see people that look like me and it's insane because like I've always felt so like ashamed and embarrassed sometimes for loving my piercings and my tattoos, and to see people like with shaved heads and colored hair and skating and kicking ass is like...
In the Philippines?
Yeah, in the Philippines. Like, on their...
Where do they skate?
On rough-ass surfaces.
Like in the street or in, like, tennis courts or...
In the streets,
hockey courts,
tennis courts.
Indoors.
There are some DIYs that they make all over the place. Like...
How did you find this group?
Literally just being on Facebook, it was suggested to me, actually. Just, I guess, they got my algorithms right. And I'm a Filipino and I roller skate, and there it goes. Like, I found this group. Yeah, and I've just been watching all the skaters, and there's a lot of them.
Have you ever been to the Philippines?
Yeah, I used to go a lot.
Where are you from?
La Union, San Fernando City, I would say, is like the surf capital, I would say, of like the Philippines. I don't know if the world, but I know of the Philippines. And yeah, I have my whole dad's side of the family there. Like all my cousins, my aunts and uncles. It's a huge family that I'm like constantly missing out on.
Oh.
But I'm excited to bring roller skating to them though, because they're always messaging me saying like, oh, they want roller skates, they want to skate like me, and I want to bring that to them. I want to skate with all of them.
Is it a younger group or are they older? Are they your age?
They're all ages. So I've seen a lot, mainly like my age, 18 to 21, and then a lot younger too, like 6 to 18, like everyone.
So you said that you grew up in a very strict household, and you weren't allowed to have tattoos and piercings, but you have them now.
Yeah.
And so what was the change?
I was, the strictness made me really frustrated. I felt like being Filipino-American wasn't like an easy road for me to navigate. And so like instead of me just following all of the rules, I broke all of the rules. So I snuck out a lot. I tattooed myself. I have like stick and pokes and stuff, but like I was just myself in secret, I guess.
Does your family still live here?
Yeah.
Okay, but you don't live with your parents anymore?
No. Oh, and that changed. Oh, sorry. There's just so much to like being Filipino. I can't just like
tell me your whole life.
Yeah,
in 10
exactly.
Minutes. Yeah, tell me what it's like being a Filipino-American. Are you second generation?
First generation.
Okay.
So
wow.
My mom came here to America first. It's hard. I don't know. I have a whole family that came to America. I want to talk about all of them. You know, it's like My aunt came first to America, and she worked here as a nurse for a while and was able to bring my grandma here. So my mom was growing up without a mother there with her as well, and a father. So my mom was 16 years old without a father, navigating her life there in the Philippines, while my grandma was here in America. And over time, we basically had everyone immigrate to America. Each brother and sister basically sponsored each other to come to America, and finally my mom was able to come. But while my mom was getting her flight sorted, I was already in her stomach. So it was like, I could have been born in the Philippines, I could have been born in America. And I was born in America. And my mom worked here as a nurse as well. It seemed like the plan for everyone was to get into the medical field. All my aunts and uncles ended up in the medical field to some form. And so, yeah, I'm here now.
Are you related to any artists?
No, I am the only
first
artist in the family. But the thing is, growing up, my dad was always like artistic. He always had like his hand in drawing, but he never invested in it. He was always like a working man and fixing engines and everything and working with machines. And to see him just have his like random intimate moments where he would draw like a really beautiful like calligraphy written R, or like his face, or like my face. It was just small moments that I would catch him just like drawing something random to impress me. And it wasn't like a constant thing. I wasn't very like, yeah, it was cool. That was the way that he connected with me, I feel like, was drawing. Because I would be really interested in what he was like doing. Yeah.
And what's it like for you as an Asian American living in Philadelphia right now?
It's been kind of tough. I can't find any of the snacks I like.
What is missing?
Like, in West Philly, I go to this place called...
Oh, you mean here?
No, I said in West Philly.
You can't find snacks in West Philly?
Well, like the Filipino snacks that I like.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
What were we talking about? My mind went straight to food. What am I missing?
Okay, yeah, what's missing?
What's missing in food? What's missing in life? I can't find my chips. I can't find chips. I have to make like lumpia from scratch, like Filipino like pre-made things that I just want to snack on and eat. Yeah.
Have you been affected by any of the Asian hate?
Yeah, it's been really weird. I feel like people make a point to step towards me and cough specifically. Like, I didn't actually start feeling that I was different until like it started coming out in the news. You know, like I didn't realize that those were like weird movements. Like I thought that man was just like stepping towards me to just. Oh. I thought he was just coughing, but like I don't know. You know, I don't know how to explain it. Like. You think it's one thing, but it's actually another. Like you think it's like nothing's going on, but then people are actually like blatantly trying to like make you uncomfortable in your own space, in a public space.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, like it's just like it really makes you just want to stand up for everything that you want to believe in more. And like for me personally, I get angrier. Like, why is this happening? Like, we're just only going backwards, especially after like all of these protests. Like, have we not learned anything? Are we not learning anything constantly? Like, it just feels like a constant step backwards when it comes to loving each other, building a community where you feel safe.
Yeah, and the more aware we are, the more we're able to see it and expect it and fight it. So that's good that we're all becoming more aware of it so that it can finally see its way out one day. Did you celebrate Asian American History Month?
I did, and it was a personal thing for me. I felt like I had, like I said, I had a lot of struggle with toxic aspects of like the culture, and I didn't feel like myself in the culture. So like after not seeing my family for a really long time, I just really missed them. Like obviously appreciated the culture so much more and the food and my cousins. So being vaccinated and everyone else being in the medical field, I finally felt safe. It felt good this month to actually go back to see my family in New Jersey and visit everyone and eat the food and see my cousins. And it was a personal thing because I just felt like I wanted to be closer again to what I felt like I lost myself in the pandemic. I was just like, I can't see my mom, I can't eat the foods I like. Like, of course I could cook them, but it's not like my mom's way of cooking or my dad's way of cooking or everything. Like, I don't know, it's so deep. I don't it's like
Okay, aside from the food, what are your like favorite things about your Filipino heritage?
My mom taught me sacrifice, strength. Like everyone in my family did. They are truly like resilient people. They came from, like my mom would talk to me how like, my mom would tell me when she was younger, she would only just have like a handful of rice to eat for breakfast and that was it. So now when she came to America, she was just like overwhelmed with like the size of plates and everything. And like, what was the question?
What are I said, aside from food, what are your favorite things about your Filipino heritage? And then you talked about handfuls of rice. Your mother taught you sacrifice and strength.
What I love most about Filipino culture is family. Like literally, that's what always like brings us all together. Like the fact that I have like a ton of cousins.
How many?
Here, and I can't count them all.
Like more than 20?
I would say more than 15. Well, definitely more than 20 if we're doing both sides. So my mom's side of the family, my mom is one of 9 and my dad is one of 11.
Wow.
And
so many aunts and uncles.
Family parties are always huge. So all the cousins would just hang out with each other. All the uncles would hang out with each other. All the aunts would hang out with each other. And we would.
And is there never not a party? Like with all those people, you must always have like some birthday, engagement, like christening, holiday gathering.
It was constant, and that's how I grew up, seeing my family constantly. And so like the pandemic made it really hard because I was like, where's everybody at? Like we're not talking to each other. And like, of course you get bored just being on the phone and like being inside. What else do you talk about? We loved being together and enjoying food and singing karaoke. Like that's another thing Filipinos taught me, like brought me karaoke. We just love singing, we love laughing, we love enjoying parties.
Are there any holidays that Filipinos celebrate that Americans don't?
No, but I feel like we celebrate Christmas more hardcore than like anyone ever.
More than the Puerto Ricans?
We start decorating our houses like when the birds happen in the month, like September, like my one. The birds. September, October, November, like we've already been decorating for Christmas at that point.
Whoa, okay.
And like the Christmas music comes on in fall, so like we just forget about like Halloween and everything. It's just Christmas the whole time.
Are there Filipino towns in certain cities that are like more prominent than others?
Yeah, I know here it's the Bay Area, and then like in the East Coast, I would say it's Union, Parsippany. Like in New Jersey, I know those areas. At least I'm from Jersey, so I'm more familiar with the communities around there, and that's where I got all my snacks and all my friends and families. It's even crazier because like once you have a community like that, it's not just like your cousins and uncles, it's everyone in the freaking community coming to a party. So it's like you have your neighbor's neighbor, and it's like everyone comes together and it's like one big feast.
There's one big feast. You do a lot of Moxi art, but your personal art, like I know that you like to make Carpets,
rugs, yeah.
rugs. What other like personal projects do you like to work on?
I like to work with wood. I work with clay. I like building spaces that are fun to me. So that's what I'm really excited to do with a camper. So for example, building a space, I created an installation in my own living room for my final thesis at college. I painted papers and walls and like bright colors and everything, and I built a space in the corner of my living room that was super colorful and bright. And yeah, I sort of just like building environments where people can relax, enjoy, be themselves, like do whatever they want. For me, in particular, I enjoy that aspect of play and like having fun and just enjoying each other as well. So like certain pieces within that installation were meant for people to enjoy together. So like there were games where people drew together, or they would sculpt together and they would build together. So I'm all about just like
co-creating.
Yeah, and like experiencing life and experiencing each other, like having a space to nurture that.
What things are you looking forward to that are coming up this year?
Am I allowed to talk about that? Like, I'm excited about a lot of things. I'm excited about our like big release in like July, our pip stickers to come out, and for stickers to be just popping up everywhere and to be shared between everyone. I'm excited to camper live and just see other parts of the country, because I feel like this is what being American is sort of like. Like, I feel like this is what my mom wants me to do. Like, at first I thought like everyone wants me to be a nurse and everyone wants me to be in the medical field. But at the end of the day, like, my mom came here for me to live the life I want and the life that I want to be excited about. Like, she's admitted to me, like, I am not entirely happy being a nurse, but it gets the bills paid, so I'm happy about that. And like, that's not my main like priority. Like, I'm happy I get to just go across the country and work at the same time. And my mom's really proud about that. And for her to be proud about me for something art related is just like so wild to me, because I never felt like I'd get to this point. Because in high school, like, I remember in specific, like, there was this one event where everyone was getting their senior awards, and I got an award in painting. And so on the car ride back, my mom basically was like, that was a waste of time. She didn't get like academic merit or anything like that. And so it's been like a long time of like growing and like having confidence in myself as an artist, as a person, to like be here and be able to message you and have the confidence to just love what I do and do what I do.
Yeah, it's wild how just different generations have different values,
yeah.
and how like the values of a whole generation kind of shift and change.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I experienced that too with like that generation that's like,
go to
you
college.
should be doing this, do something practical. Mm-hmm. And then when you actually pull it off, they're like, they were the secret, cheerleaders for you, and they're like, now that it's like okay, they're worried with you about taking the risk, but then when you get to the other side, they're like proud of you, and then it like validates, all the sacrifices that they took, like you explained.
Yeah, and I still struggle with being taken seriously. I feel like I had my one aunt tell me like, "Oh, can you just draw me? That's so easy. That's so fun. Can't believe you get paid for that." And I'm just like, ooh, we all get trained in something. We all like spend our time like really working hard and honing in on these things. So it's getting comments like that a lot. Like really brought me down. Like growing up, like.
Yeah, those are really wild comments. Like, art is so valuable.
Yeah.
How do you make anything with, I don't know, like, I so badly wish I was an artist. I don't mind expressing ideas, but I so wish I could, like, make them happen exactly the way that I see them in my mind. Like, it's just, like, magic to me. And you're magical at it. You're really good at it.
Thank you. I try really hard. I really care about the community.
What skate tricks are you working on? What was it like skating with some of the skaters that you did this weekend? What was it like meeting those people?
I was like, how is Travis not tripping ever? He's never fallen once this whole time. I don't think I've ever seen him fall.
Yeah, he catches himself even when he is falling.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's so much different seeing these skaters in real life versus through a screen. Like, we've just been so used to like looking at everything through the screen, like looking at the skate community. And when you experience these people in real life, it just brings the same joy like right into you. You feel what they're feeling. You feel excited for them. You feel their energy. And I've never felt that through the screen. And like, it was a crazy experience. That's all I can say. Like, it's so much life.
Have you been to skate camp?
No.
But you're gonna come?
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a really awesome high. There's a lot of people there. It's really fun.
Doing different tricks and stuff. I don't know what I'm working on right now. I feel like I'm working on like a multitude of things. I've been really working on trying to slide on transition mainly and on higher like rails. I could slide on a pre-rail, but not like anything higher. I suck at jumping. I don't know why I can't jump.
I know, me too. I need to hit the boxes. Just lazy.
Both legs up. I just want to step up.
I'm jumping so hard. Tell me who some of your favorite skaters are.
I feel like one of the biggest skaters that like stood out to me that was Zelina on wheels. She's Filipina, half Filipina, I'm pretty sure. And she inspired me to just like get out there and just be cute while I roller skate.
You both are so cute.
So it's just like seeing someone that looks like me, because I didn't really get that on the East Coast that much yet. So it sort of brought me more Filipino community. Ali Skates, the fact that she rips on both inlines and quads, like she's an inspiration. Like I want to get inlines.
So good.
I'm waiting for specific inlines. So I'm
what specific inlines are you waiting for?
I was just like, I want to get them skates. I just want to find the right size.
What color? Oh, you need like extra smalls.
Yeah.
I tried to fit in the extra smalls. They were too small. I had to take a small.
What size are you?
A 7.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm a 6.
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe I could
probably
fit in the extra small. I just don't see any extra smalls on their website.
Yeah, they sell out quickly. Why don't you have a skate name?
Well, I don't know. To give myself a skate name, I feel like is odd, right?
It is awkward, but that's how they happen.
You know, I actually even gave myself like the nickname L. Like I went to college.
L, you go by L.
Yeah, I was like, let me spice it up, because I didn't like being called Lee, and I didn't like being called like Anna.
I love Lee.
Yeah.
I think my firstborn will be named Lee.
Whoa. How do people come across skate names? They just giving them, like it just came for you?
Like in roller derby, they make you pick one.
I wasn't in derby, so.
I was fresh meat Michelle for 6 months because I couldn't decide. How is it different skating on the East Coast than the West? Are there meetups on the East Coast?
There are meetups. They're just starting to have, like Skateadelphia is a thing. And they meet, I would say, every Sunday to skate in Pains. And I don't like skating Pains.
Why?
Because of the brick, and it's like,
there is a lot of brick.
It's not really. Yeah. Exactly.
And a lot of concrete.
I like concrete, but I want to get on those ledges at some point.
I like those mellow stairs, though, with the wall ride.
Yeah.
That's really fun. You can go up and down it.
Mm-hmm. And they all just mainly skate the flat. And, like, I want to do more park things. So it's just, like, different interests, I feel like.
What's your dream skate trick to do in the park?
My dream skate trick is do any flip ever.
Any flip?
Any flip. I want to...
Side flip.
Start on Miller flips. But I've been trying to get used to cartwheels and everything and handstands, but I need to actually get to those more often. I didn't land any or do any at your place. I was scared to. I didn't want to hurt myself and then have to shoot for that big shoot the next day.
What big shoot?
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
What's your favorite thing about skating?
My favorite thing about skating is the feeling under your feet. There are times where I've had some really bad days, and then just like the fact that like I could just roll away, and that was just like 10 times better than just walking. Like, it just felt like forcing yourself to smile. Like, that's what skating feels. You just actually start feeling better over time.
Yeah.
And it's just like a constant feeling of flying. I could just like run in circles forever.
Yeah. Like, this is the way life's supposed to feel in your body. And then, is there anything that you would change about roller skating if you could?
I would change maybe just like how hard people like compare each other. I feel like when we pay attention on like if they could land it or not, or like how many tricks they could do, you spend more time thinking about that rather than enjoying the moment and like doing it together in the first place. I would change the amount of times people film too. I feel like there's too many cameras in the face and like worried about filming a trick being done rather than having it be like a personal pride moment. I don't know, because me as an artist, I had moments where I feel happy I just drew something by myself and I enjoyed it, my own personal moment. And like people, I feel like they need to be comfortable doing that. I don't know, I feel like I'm
Best answer ever. Those are the best answers.
Having like those personal moments with your skates are really important.
Yeah, like there's so many places that you can find bad. When you finally stumble on something that makes you feel really good and that obviously good, like don't bring the comparisons and the juju that you're taking from all other places that is bad here. Like just keep it simple and present.
Yeah, and that's how I constantly try to live.
But what about that video part that you're going to make us, Leanna?
What video part?
Like of you skating. Are you going to, you skate, but you're saying you don't ever like to film yourself, or would you, do you think you would ever put together like a video part of yourself?
I would love to put out a video part of myself. If
because there's not enough Philly skaters or like just East Coast skaters very generally that like put out, there's not enough skaters that put out parts.
See, the thing is, I say that thing about comparisons, and then I go ahead and say, like, I'm not a good enough skater. Like, I feel like I'm not ripping it hard enough in the streets to, like, be entertainable, like, entertaining enough to watch.
I don't think anyone's really looking for entertainment. I think fans of skaters are fans of the journey. So, like, where you may not be, where you don't think you're impressing people, I think people just really want to see like how they feel about it through other people so they can feel it or experience it again. And like watching the journey of someone going from like, you know, beginner, which you're not, you're like not a beginner. You're already advancing so fast to like, you know, really feeling confident and getting everything that they want out of skating. Like watching that journey is way more interesting than like just a bunch of good tricks in a row.
That's true. And I actually watched that happen with like going back to like Zelina on wheels. I watched her just not even park skate at all, and now she freaking rips it all just in 1 year. Like Moxi 365, like Daily like really brought that to the park. It was cool to see watching her progression. Like, yeah, I could be like a cute dance skater too, while I could also rip it at the park and still be cute at the park.
Yeah, and there's so many more people that relate to that journey than, or diversity than like, you know, just being good. What are some similarities that you see in like the mainstream world and like roller skating when it comes to being a Filipino-American? Like, do you feel more or less supported in the roller skating community than in the real world, or how is it different for you?
That's a hard question because it's just like, I don't know, I've never felt that it felt different. I felt like it actually made me feel more included ever since like I saw more like Filipinos in the Philippines roller skating too. Yeah, there was this actually like moment in the Philippines where there was this girl talking to me in our native language, and she made a joke and I laughed, and then she said to me, "Why are you laughing? You don't get it. You don't really understand us." And I was like, "I understood the language. I'm here. I laughed. I understood the joke. And so am I not Filipina enough to like be in this conversation with you and laugh?" And so it was like constant feelings of like, am I Filipina enough? Am I like close to my culture enough? And like,
when you're in the Philippines,
yeah.
or when you're around other Filipino-Americans?
When I'm in the Philippines.
Yes.
And then when I saw that Facebook group, Everywhere We Skate, PH, they are all so like friendly and open and like, where are you from? Where are you skating? I just want to skate together. Like seeing that type of like Filipino community, but they're all roller skaters. I was like, whoa, it's like, they're not trying to like shut me out or anything. And I felt like I got closer to my culture because like I'm there enjoying their jokes, enjoying their comments, liking and laughing, and it's like they're in it with me too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. I don't know why this is, but we get used to like where we live and where we're from, and we get used to even our roller skating community. And then when we go to another place and you compare the like new people to the new people that are the roller skating community, it is like, man, this is probably just as different as it is at home. Like mainstream people just aren't as happy as roller skaters, are they? They're just not as like open and willing to like share experiences.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's awesome that you felt like belonging in a place that you could be connected in the Philippines through roller skating.
Yeah.
Not through being Filipino.
I don't think I would have ever known about like other people that look like me if not for roller skating. Like I always thought everyone in the Philippines like didn't have tattoos and piercings too. Like it was hard for me to like actually see it because everyone in my town back in the Philippines didn't look like me in that way.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, my own uncles have told me like, oh, you look like a bull with that ring in your nose, or like, oh, you look like a drug dealer with those tattoos. And I was like, whoa, that's just like really old school and like different way of thinking. And that's how I have to remind myself. That old school. Yeah, there's a lot of that in the culture, and so that pushed me from feeling comfortable, feeling like like being proud of being Filipino, because they made me feel ashamed of who I am sometimes. So
yeah,
I came to peace with that.
And meeting people more like you through roller skating that are Filipino also make you feel more connected to being Filipino.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the food, Leanna. What are your top 5 favorite Filipino foods?
Okay, so I would say kare-kare. So in kare-kare, there's like peanut butter. So there's like a peanut buttery like thickness to it, I would say. And so in it is oxtail, tripe, vegetables.
Okay, that was one.
I also like lumpia, which is an egg roll. It has pork and a bunch of different cut pieces of vegetables and like carrots and garlic and onions. Pancit, which is our like noodles basically. It's dry noodles. There's like black pepper, carrots, pepper, skinny rice noodles. I'm pretty sure they're rice noodles. There's a lot. Longanisa, which is like a breakfast food that I eat. It's a sausage and it's like glazed. It's all meat. Filipinos love meat. And tocino, which is more meat, which is another pork. It's a lot of pork and beef.
Any animals that they do eat that are
different? Frog?
Unique?
Frog. I don't like frog. Frog's too chewy. I like frogs. It's like
have you eaten one?
Yeah, when I was younger, and like it made me throw up because I didn't like it.
Oh.
It was too chewy. But it was a cool experience because that night we actually hunted our own frogs. So it was maybe like what, 8?
Hunted?
Yeah, or
With
like I guess gathered our frogs
in a net.
They would just catch it with their hands and just put it in a bucket.
Mm.
And so it was like maybe like it rained a lot the night before. We came the next night and went around the area around the house and just picked our frogs. Some of my cousins went into the fields and picked the frogs, and then they all just ate it for dinner. They were like it's really interesting because in the Philippines, all the houses around you can come together to eat dinner. So sometimes it's not just like your mom and your dad, it's also like your aunts and uncles and your cousins and your neighbors too that can come up for dinner. So we all do that.
Family live on like the same block? They tend to live close to each other?
Yeah, they tend to live close to each other.
I always love that.
It's fun. It makes,
Places.
So we're used to like growing up with our cousins all the time. Like when my mom first came here to America, I was born, we lived in an apartment first, and then we moved into a house with all my other cousins. So I lived with 3 cousins, and then they cycled out of the house, and I lived with 2 other cousins, and then they cycled out of the house, and then like a whole other family came in with their kids, and like my cousins with their kids came too, and then they cycled out, and then we eventually moved out of that house too.
Do you speak Filipino?
Yeah.
Is there a dialect that you speak?
The Philippines has many dialects. So their main language is Tagalog, which is has a lot of Spanish influence on it too. So like things like tinidora, cocina, kitchen, yeah. So there's a lot of Spanish influence on Tagalog. But I speak Ilocano, which is a whole other dialect that sounds completely different. And the thing with me is like I was raised with both languages, and both was never sort of interpreted to me as one or the other. So I mixed both languages together, and it's like embarrassing. So I only speak I speak my languages to my family.
Okay, and if there were a couple of important words for us to know, maybe like slang terms, what would they be if we went and visited your family in the
So
Philippines?
one is mangan tayon, which means let's eat.
Of course. Say it again.
Mangan.
Manan.
So it's kind of like yeah, our language uses the back of our throat a lot.
Mangan.
So, mangan, yeah. Mangan tayon.
Mangan tayon.
You're saying it great.
Mangan tayon.
Mangan tayon.
Let's eat.
Yeah.
What are we gonna eat?
Anything.
Okay, what's another word?
So it's like Spanish, kumusta. Sounds just like kumusta.
Oh, kumusta.
Kumusta.
It's like, how are you?
Yeah, how are you?
Kumusta.
Yeah. And it's
What
like
about hello?
hi. No, that's
Hi.
like it's like more like a hoy. Like if you're saying it to your friend, you're like hoy, like get your attention. Like hoy, what they. I don't know. I never really thought about it that hard because we use a lot of like English too, which is interesting in the Philippines. Like, people in the city, they learn English in school, and so they also tend to like use English a lot in their day-to-day language. And my cousins do too, and like they speak English perfectly to me. And I'm just like, dang, I wish I could speak back to you just as perfectly in our language.
I really like hearing how comforted you are by having like role models in the roller skating community to look up to. Outside of the roller skating community, are there other Filipino role models or celebrities or entrepreneurs or people that you look up to that inspire you?
So lately, it's been actually a song that's been inspiring me. It's called Panalo by Easy Mill. And in his song, he talks about growing up as a mixed Filipino and dealing with like racism himself and like being teased. But in the song, he talks about how proud he is about being Filipino. So he speaks in Tagalog, he speaks in Ilocano, he speaks in other Filipino dialects that like make me really like, he goes so in on the song that it makes me like hyped to be Filipino. Because that's another thing that like what Filipinos showed me, like we're really freaking proud to be Filipino. Like it's funny because like my family would travel a lot. My dad would like see another Filipino and he would just like nod. Like they would just like acknowledge that each other, like they're both Filipino. So like we just take pride in like being together and seeing each other around like the country too. Just like acknowledging being Filipino.
What kinds of things make you feel proud to be Filipino?
Jokes, family, friendliness. I feel like I know Filipinos to be like very friendly. Like when I went to the Philippines, everyone was just ready to just like greet you with food and be there for you and ask how like what your life is like and everything. And they're just there with open arms. Filipinos are very huggers. I feel like open, yeah.
It has been so nice to hear all these wonderful things. I'm jealous. I wish I was Filipina after listening to all these beautiful things about being Filipino. If you had any words of wisdom for the next generation of Filipina skaters, what might you tell them?
I would tell them that they can literally be anyone and like they could do anything. I would tell them that they could do anything they want in the world. Like literally, I felt like I was stuck in a bubble and I had to do all these things. I had this specific path in order to be successful, in order to get out of someone, in order to be important or have value. But like no matter what you do, you have value, like on this earth, for anything that you contribute. Roller skating has brought that to me. Like I feel like I didn't have an outlet for like my depression, or I didn't have an outlet for my anxiety, and to just skate it all off, skate off a lot of times where I've felt frustrated with my family. Like skating off those moments was really important, like to me, and I feel like other people can benefit from that. It was personally hard for me. I don't know, like growing up Filipina-American, so finally having an outlet is really important. I don't know how else to expand on this because I'm not good at speaking.
You're great. Your answers are so good. You're very wrong about that. You're really good at speaking. But it sounds like you're telling them just skate.
Mm-hmm. It's just like a great outlet. Like honestly, like I feel like there's sometimes in some households, like in mine specifically, and a lot of my cousins can relate, like there's so much tension in the house and so much like pressure to be successful and make it great. And skating, there's no pressure. You're just falling and you just laugh about it. And that's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Just not care. And you're still putting work into it, your own physical work, and everything feels great.
Yeah, you kind of create your own version of success skating.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I feel.
Any last words of wisdom, people you want to thank and appreciate? Any plugs, social media handles?
Yeah, so my personal social media handle is Black Void on Instagram. I post a lot of art on there, and I'll be posting a lot more Moxi stuff, related things on there. If you're looking for a Facebook group, Everywhere We Skate PH is a great Filipino skate group where you could join inlines and quads. All wheels welcome in that group. What else? I am wearing this cream shirt from my friend named Rob in Philadelphia. And who else? I feel like there's also Skate Bomb Girls PH. I gotta get the Instagram correctly, actually.
Skateadelphia. We'll put all the Instagram handles in the description of this video.
I can't list everyone. It's hard.
We've got a collaboration coming out with Leanna at the end of June. Look out for it. Stay tuned because we've got more backstory behind this really beautiful thing that Leanna did. That'll be coming out. And keep watching this channel. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And keep checking out the Roller Skating Podcast. And keep coming back to this channel to see more of Leanna's artwork. And you can watch her professional and skate career evolve here on Moxi's YouTube channel. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Roller Skating Podcast. Until then, leave us some comments, hit the like button, and we'll see you on the next one.